Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
It's one small step for man.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Welcome to the Howdy Boomer Show on the YouTube channel. This is a daily broadcast by baby boomers for baby boomers. Join the Peanut Gallery, become an official member of HowdyBoomy.com, where there's great gifts and ideas for the baby boomer generation. And we're going to be talking daily about things that affect everyday life. Like, we're going to be driving gas cars rather than worried about charging someplace to take half of our life getting there. We're going to be cooking with gas rather than whatever the woke generation wants us to cook with. We're going to be worried about climate change, but unlike John Kerry, who looks like the love child between Secretariat and Jerry Seinfeld, we're going to be letting Mother Nature take care of that. We're going to go back to the days when the good guys were the cops, the bad guys were the criminals. We're going back to the days when if you were born with a penis, you were a male. If you were born with a vagina, you were a female. Every day we're going to be broadcasting ideas that's going to help make America great again. And we're going to be bringing everybody to the forefront to remember what made this country great. In the days of the old laughing, every day we're going to sock it to them.
Sock it to me?
Welcome to the Howdy Boomy Show. It's Friday, May 26th, my birthday. But it's coming up on Memorial Day weekend. I hope it's going to be beautiful weather where you are. I hope you honor those who died, who served for our country. I'm fortunate. Today I'm 76, and I'm thinking about all the things that I've witnessed in my younger years. First gift I remember getting, my dad gave me a baseball glove I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Seeing Man on the Moon, the president assassinated, white wall tires, you don't see those anymore. All kinds of things that have gone through that the baby boomer generation has witnessed, which are some of the great moments in American history. And I'll cherish those forever. Trying to give a little bit of advice in going through the problems that the baby boomer generation faced growing up and now witnessing almost the same problems that they have right now. I think you could probably pick up a newspaper in your hometown from 50 years ago and open it up, and you will find probably the same problems being mentioned 50 years ago, 60 years ago, as they are mentioning right now. Sort of funny, but that's what happens. People, I don't understand how in this day and age, with all the government programs that have been instituted over the years, people still go hungry. There's still soup kitchens, there's still bread lines, there's still independent kitchens of helping people. I just still don't understand how, with food stamps and all the programs that are out there, that they're still worried about feeding people. It just sort of amazes me, but I guess, as I said before, you can't pass a law that gives one ambition to succeed in life. Always, no matter what the problem is, everything begins at the kitchen table. If your family has a good kitchen table, the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor that you're going to have a good family. I saw today where they looked at the finances of Black Lives Matter. They're on the brink of bankruptcy with all the millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that have been thrown in there, but they find out that their executives have been siphoning off money. What a shock. They know how to play the system. They've been playing the system for the beginning of the Great Society. They have churches that hold classes on how to game the system. So it should be no surprise, but they realize that since they are black, it's very hard to criticize them. But those days are shortly coming to an end, because the more and more they actually generate their own power, their own impetus for succeeding and joining the workforce and succeeding, you're seeing people, black people, question some of the leadership and some of the things that they've been going on. Al Sharpton's one of the biggest racists in the world. You never see him at a funeral or any catastrophe where it's black on black. If it's black on white, he's there because the last thing he needs is harmony between the races. He has to have aggravation. He has to have racist rants because that's the only way he makes money. That's the way he made his living. And I don't know who's going to take his place, so hopefully nobody does. But whenever you cannot succeed, whenever you cannot blame someone else for your own misgivings, yell racism. I think that's the mantra that they've been going on, and hopefully that'll come to an end. But don't be surprised because they go for the money. It's what's been happening, and I blame our government for, instead of creating programs for incentives, they create programs that just throw money at a problem, just have them shut up and they'll go away. And that's not how to solve a problem, but it's what our government's been doing, throwing money. And that's what the black community has been going through for the past 60 years or so. And they'll continue doing it until within their own selves, their own community, they realize the impetus that they can succeed, that they're not inferior. They're as good as anybody else is. But they've been told that they're dumb. They've been told they're inferior. They've been told they're neglected in order to keep them wanting to vote Democratic and ask for more money because that'll solve all their problems, which is deadly wrong. And the more educated they become, the more they realize it, and the more they succeed, which is why things should happen that way. I saw where Colin Kaepernick said that things are the same as they were. He sort of amazes me. He yelled at his foster parents for bringing him up however they did. I don't know where his real parents went. But how can you yell at a foster parent who raised you? You wound up in a National Football League. He has to have racist rants because that's how he makes his money now. I guess his girlfriend is a radical, but if he just focused on fatherhood rather than whatever the hell he focuses on, might be better off for it. Somebody ought to mention that to him. Tell him to get a haircut, too. I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. I saw where a whistleblower is now saying that the IRS is slow tracking every investigation into Hunter Biden. And I'm hoping that the idiocy that's in our Department of Justice with Merrick Garland running it and being weaponized by the Biden administration, I'm hoping enough headlines come out where the press is finally realizing what these people do, what the Biden family is, what the current administration is doing to target people via the Justice Department, via the CIA, to go after enemies of what Biden would consider his family. And sooner or later it's going to come out. If enough people keep on coming out, the press can't ignore it forever. They're now screaming about how they covered up Dianne Feinstein's illness and they want her to resign. Well, where have they been for the last few years? It's totally amazing. Now, let's say you're an editor in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia, or Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and you sat down and you interviewed John Fetterman, who is now their senator, and you realized that this guy mentally is not all there because he had a stroke, and you realize in the circus he is now in the state Senate. Do you feel any responsibility for him being there? I don't know if Dr. Oz would have been the greatest senator in the history of the world, but he certainly is better than what you have now because Pennsylvania does not have adequate representation in the United States Senate. And where can you blame an editor? Where can you blame a newspaper? They hide behind the Second Amendment, whatever. They always hide behind that. But they knowingly withheld information that this guy's bubble is not on center. And who knows, I would think that would have made a big, big difference because I think the election was close in Pennsylvania. Newspapers, editors, journalists have to be held responsible. Those days seem to be gone. Hopefully, they'll get some sense and be honest about it and look at both sides of the story, which they don't do now. You're going to see Donald Trump indicted pretty soon. They have to. They have to indict him. They have to keep Hunter Biden and the Biden family off the front page. You watch and see. All kinds of stuff could come out about the Biden family. Doesn't matter. As long as the word Trump is involved, that's going to be on the front page. And that, again, is an indictment of the media in this country. I'm going to go have a couple beers today, celebrate my birthday, see my kids, blow out a couple candles. I hope you have a great weekend. God bless America. God bless everyone who thinks we're going to make this country great again. And I hope you have a tremendous weekend. And stay tuned for these messages.
Time frame, images of a generation. We grew up in a simpler time. We sang.
Say, kids, what time is it?
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
We laughed.
Hello, boy.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
We cried.
President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
We fought. We loved. We were attacked.
Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air.
Our flag was still there. Now these memories come to life on posters that can be yours today. Go to howdyboomy.com for your copies today. That's howdyboomy.com. howdyboomy.com.